Relationship advice. Update. I, 24 male, adopted my little sister, 8 female, after our parents passed away. Girlfriend, 23 female, isn't so excited about it. Original story. Last month, when my parents were driving back from my uncle's house outside the city, they encountered a moose on a remote road in the forest. My father, who was the driver, swerved at a high speed and hit into a tree. They both died on the scene. Because it wasn't a very often used road, they were only discovered the next day by a passerby. My sister has been staying with my grandmother, who I'm not a great fan of. She would hit me when I was a kid, most of the time deservedly so, but also a lot of time unjustified. She said that she doesn't want to adopt my sister, so the next option was me. I agreed to it without question. We are very close, and in the end, she's my family and I love her to the end of the world. My sister moved in with my GF 2 weeks ago. Obviously she's very scarred from what happened to her parents. We were both very close to them and they were great people. She still doesn't really talk much, only to me, and sometimes my girlfriend. We take her to therapy twice a week and there are improvements, even in such a short amount of time. Yesterday, after I stayed with my sister in her bed until she falls asleep, I went to my and my girlfriend's room. She said that we have to talk about this situation. She said that we don't really have time for each other since my sister moved in. It's a fair point. We've only been intimate once, and that was when my sister was away, and even then, I wasn't really into it at all. She said, I should reconsider the adoption and maybe hand her over to my uncle and aunt. I refused. They're already busy as it is. My uncle isn't allowed to work because of a heart condition, and because he didn't work long before being diagnosed, his disability fund isn't very big. My aunt works at a retirement home and that obviously doesn't pay great. They also pay for my cousin's university expenses while juggling taking care of my younger cousin, who's only 5. My girlfriend is in her last year of university, so we don't have much money either. I luckily found a job after university in my field that pays pretty good, but it's been tough financially though. Soon enough, I will start receiving funds from the government for adopting my sister. My girlfriend said that she isn't ready to become a mother and overall having all these responsibilities of a parent, which I can understand. It's tough, and said that it's been putting a big strain on our relationship, which again is valid. Before, we'd get back from work and university, and be off for the day, but now we have to pick my sister up from school, drive her to the therapist, and also take care of her a lot when she's home. She doesn't like to be alone. I told her that while she makes valid points, all of that goes out the window when this is my sister. I can't just throw her away because it's not easy. It won't be easy, and that I have to write it out, but that she doesn't. It probably wasn't the right thing to say this, because it set her off, and she said that if I had to choose between my sister and her, who would I pick? I didn't answer and we got into a bit of a verbal fight after, which I went to sleep on the couch, and I kind of broke down from everything that has been going on lately. I should like to add, that my girlfriend and I have been together for 9 years, she knew my parents and they loved her, she also knows my sister from birth, and I just can't understand how she could make me pick between them. I love both of them and I don't want to lose either of them. I think I need advice on what to do, or say with my girlfriend, because I'm at a loss. Edit. I also want to add, because people seem to think that I just suddenly took my sister without even talking to my girlfriend. That's not the case. We talked it at length and she said that we need to get her to come home to us, no matter what. That's why I was also really surprised as to what she had to say. Edit 2. I wanted to thank everybody for great advice too, and for everybody's condolences, even though we're all strangers here. Seeing words of encouragement is great, and actually impactful and helpful. Thank you. Now for the top advice before the updates. Girlfriend has a choice. Your sister doesn't. The really sad part in all of this is that, OP is also grieving the death of both parents, but because he had to take on an overwhelming responsibility, his sister, his feelings are not even being discussed. If my partner lost both of her parents, I wouldn't be giving her crap about the lack of intimacy 30 days later. The request to choose was just completely asinine. Pick your sister. Your sister has no choice in this. Your girlfriend has a choice to stay or leave. Oh, I already know that if she does make me choose, that I'm sticking with my sister. I guess I just want some advice to maybe prevent splitting off from my girlfriend, so I don't have to pick. That we could see eye to eye. But from what people have been saying, that's likely not going to be possible. You're not into us because your parents died recently. She's being selfish and not supportive about their death, even if the sister's issue is real for her. She should have at least waited for you to mourn first. You ever heard that saying, a madman sees what he sees? The girlfriend has a partner that just lost his parents, an orphaned 8-year-old in his care. But all she sees is how their loss and grief is inconveniencing her. The problem OP has, is that if she is incapable of showing compassion and empathy for such a huge life event, there's no way she'll show any empathy for anything else. Now for some update. I'm taking my sister to therapy in a bit. After I get back home, my girlfriend and I will talk about all this. Update 2. Okay, so we ended up talking about it for a while, and this is how it went down. At first my girlfriend apologized profusely for the other night. She said she acted like a spoiled little brat, and that it wasn't acceptable at all. I told her that I still love her the same, even though what she said was hurtful, and that I understand it's a huge jump for her, and explained to her that she doesn't need to be a mother, just a friend or big sister to my sister, and that I don't want to push any responsibilities on her. And said that if she'd like to, we could both take a break from each other to process this. She refused, and said she processed it and admitted that what she said was a result of everything changing so quickly, but she doesn't want or need a break because she realized she was in the wrong. She said that she regretted what she said almost immediately, but thought that the damage was done, and that I will break up with her, and she was scared to approach me because of that. Next, she told me that she didn't mean to make me pick between them, and said herself that if someone posed her that question if she was in that situation, she would drop them, and was thankful for me withholding that decision until we had a talk about it. She said it arose from her feeling distanced from me, and jealousy that I was spending a lot of time with my sister, but had to spend less with her as a result. She understands why though, it's necessary I take care of my sister while she's hurting, and said she wishes to help me with that as much as she can, and that she would like to help me get through this as well. She admitted that for the past 13 years, I've been her everything, and that for those 2 weeks, she thought she's losing me, and it terrified her. But after talking about it with some of her close friends, she saw that she wasn't losing me, just that a very important thing popped up in my life that had to be taken care of, and it was going to take a lot of my attention, which was previously focused mostly on her. She said that she wants me to know I can depend on her in terms of responsibility about my sister, and that she will do her best to be good to my sister, and I can see that. Compared to yesterday or the day before, my girlfriend really tried with my sister today, initiated conversations with her and helped her out with homework and picking out some clothes before going to the therapist today. It was as if seeing my girlfriend go from being a child to an adult in a matter of a day. I also admitted some of my faults, such as neglecting her over the past few weeks, although unintentionally. I realize it can have an impact on a person, and also not really giving her that much of a say on the matter whether my sister will come here to stay. We came up with a few things, namely that we must definitely go to therapy sooner than later. She suggested leaving my sister with my aunt and uncle for a few hours over the weekend while we go and sort that out, and also that we need to be able to balance our time more efficiently, so we can have at least a bit more time to reconnect with each other. Then she told me that she's sorry for not helping me grieve or finding time to do that, and that our fight was a wake-up call for her not being supportive enough of me through what happened recently, and that she will do whatever she can to make up for her oversteps recently. It was at this point that the whole entire month hit, like a train. I cried a lot while she was hugging me and giving me words of reassurance and comfort through the whole thing, while allowing me to release what I've been holding on to this past month. This was my girlfriend as I knew her, a very caring person, and I really hope that what she showed 2 days ago wasn't her real face as people are saying, but merely a reaction stemming from insecurity, but I guess only time can tell that. I think it was a positive thing to do, and obviously there's still tons more where that came from, but it's a step in the right direction. When I came back home with my sister, we all played cards and I just felt like we were a family. It's a good feeling. As of the time that I'm writing this, I put my sister to sleep, and today she didn't take much time to fall asleep at all. She pretty much drifted off after a forehead kiss and some cuddling. I'm in the living room on the couch right now, my girlfriend is taking a shower, and we're planning to watch a movie together, and honestly, I'm thankful to everyone who gave me advice over the past few hours. I don't think I could have kept a level head so much. If so, many haven't had offered different points of view and sound advice. One thing I learned from this ordeal is that communication, especially in times of stress like this, is vital, and that before making important decisions, it's good to talk to your partner and see if they maybe have an explanation for what they did, but also being ready for the worst. I went into the conversation with my girlfriend being ready to break up if her view hadn't changed, because like it or not, for the time being my sister is a priority, and I think that 2 days ago my girlfriend didn't understand why and couldn't accept it, but after talking to her, and explaining why I have to take care of my sister like this. She now understands and accepts it. Once again, thanks to everyone who offered advice, and while this is a great community, I hope I'm never in a position difficult like this where I have to ask for advice, although who knows what will happen. Now for the full update. Hey people, it's been a while since my original post and I have some free time today and not much to do with it, so I'm going to write this. Why not? A lot happened since my first post. In the end, my girlfriend, now ex I guess, couldn't deal with the fact that I had a new priority. I admit that I wasn't the best at managing time between them two, and I would spend a lot more with my sister than my girlfriend, but I think that's understandable, maybe. In general, my girlfriend was on and off with my sister. One day she would be the nicest person to her, and the other would completely blow her off and be borderline mean. I had a few talks with her that it needs to stop, but it would only end up working for maybe the rest of the week, and the next it would be back to square one. About 3 weeks ago it erupted into a big argument. She accused me of not loving her anymore, and that I play favorites. I told her they're not my children to be playing favorites, and that obviously for some time my sister is going to need a lot more attention, since you know she lost her parents. In the end, she went back to her ultimatum, sister or her. I was angry at this point, because she has been mean to my sister that day, and I told her she can pack her stuff and find a place to sleep tonight. I haven't seen her since, and quite frankly, I don't really want to. We texted for a bit, basically both sides confirming it's over and arranging when she can come for the rest of her stuff. As for my sister, she's a lot better. She doesn't stay in her room all day anymore and she's slowly going back to her talkative old self. She still doesn't like being alone, but it was the same before the accident, so since my girlfriend moved out, we've been sharing a bed for comfort. She still wakes up at night crying sometimes, so it's better when I'm there, and frankly, it's a lot more comfortable. One thing I really regret, is my sister heard that whole fight and she started apologizing to me for breaking me and my girlfriend up. I assured her it's not her fault at all, and if anything, she helped me see my girlfriend for who she really was. She still goes to her therapist and it's really helped a ton. She doesn't need me to be there while she falls asleep, and doesn't panic when I go to the shop for 15 minutes. All in all, these past 3 months have been the hardest time in my life, but eye-opening to my ex's disregard for my family, and kind of me too. Sorry for no happy ending, I guess this is how real life is. Now for some comments. One of the most mature and sensible posts I have read in a long time. How very lucky your sister is to have you in her life. Keep guiding and supporting her in this exact manner and she'll be just fine. Sensible from OP. 100%. His ex sounds like an absolute psycho, though. In the last post they'd been together 9 years, and she gets jealous of his grieving sister in 2 weeks? OP is much better off. Stay strong, world's best brother. I read his last post, and it ended with an update saying his now ex was really self-aware about her actions, and they had communicated. Both had admitted faults, but that she understood she was wrong for asking that ultimatum. It's really disappointing to see that in this update, she wasn't able to keep that attitude. I am very sorry for your loss. Thank you for stepping up for your sister. That sounds like the best thing for her. Good luck with your healing. Wow man. This really resonated with me. When my stepmother passed a few years back, I moved back home to help care for my 10-year-old sister. I would have been right around the age that you are now. I left a job behind, and a relationship. But it was simply what had to be done at the time. My stepmother and I had a rough relationship, but she would always look at my sister and I and say, "Wow, you guys look just alike. You know, when your dad and I are gone, you better take care of your little sister." 12-year age difference. It never made sense to me until her passing. Now she is in high school and got a 4.5 GPA last semester. She is excelling in sports, and she is just an all-around great kid who has been through so much. Moving back was hard, and I had to let a lot go, but in the end it all worked out and I never would have met what is now my wife had I not made the move. Not that my opinion really matters, but I have a tremendous amount of respect for what you have done. Edit. I would love to thank everybody for kind words individually, but with this amount it's crazy, so I want to give everyone who gave me advice and kind words a huge thank you to everybody. You're all amazing. These numbers are overwhelming and I can't even express in words how it feels that so many people care. It's really something else. Didn't expect that strangers on the internet could make me cry either, so once again, a huge thank you. Now for the last story. Should I, 14 male, tell my sister, 20 female, that her boyfriend, 21 male, has been bullying me? My sister has been home since COVID started and her university shut down. Our mom works as a nurse, so she hasn't been home since the pandemic. Our dad lives in a different state since the divorce. My sister brought her boyfriend Kyle, not his real name, though, which my mom was cool with. For a bit of information about me, I'm a very short guy, 5'2", and skinny guy, and I am what most of you would consider a nerd. I'm very close with my sister though, cause when we were growing up, it was pretty much just the two of us cause mom always worked, and dad wasn't in the picture. Kyle was nice to me at first, but after a few weeks of living with him he started being meaner and meaner to me. Here's a short list of some of the things he does to me on a regular basis. He takes my snacks and meals from the fridge without asking. I have food allergies, so I sometimes go hungry because of this. These are food that I get delivered to me on a weekly basis, so when I'm out, I have to wait for another week to get more. He deleted my saved files on my Switch and PS4. He calls me Passy when we're alone. When I'm watching anime in the living room, he makes fun of me, takes the remote and watches whatever. He would hit me on the side of the head when he walks by me. Yesterday, when he took my laptop and I wanted to get it back, he punched me in the gut. The bruise is still there. He told me that if I told my sister, he would do something worse. He's nice to me when she's around though, but she's always in the home office. She still has online classes and works from home, so she's swamped almost every day. The few hours she spends with me a day are the only times when I really feel safe. The thing is, my sister is super happy right now. She gushes about how much of a nice guy he is, and how well he treats her. She says she's happy that we get along, lies, and is hoping that he would be a good influence on me. I don't want to tell her, cause I feel like growing up, I robbed her of her youth cause she had to spend some weekends with me when mom had to work. My bruise is still there, so there's evidence that he really is abusive. I'm having second thoughts about telling her though, because I know she'll be very sad about it, or worse, she might take his side. What do you guys think I should do? I want him gone, but I don't want to cause my sister any pain. I don't know how much more of this I can take though. COVID has been hell. Now for the top advice before the update. Yes. Tell your sister as soon as you can. His behavior towards you is wrong, and it will only get worse as time goes on because he thinks you won't do anything about it. I'm sorry you are being treated this way. I couldn't imagine my significant other being awful to my little brother, and if he was, I'd want to know so I could handle the situation. How do I tell her? Should I just randomly show her where Kyle hit me? Yes. Just approach her politely and let her know that things have been going on, and you want her to know about them. As a big sister, I can almost guarantee she will do what she needs to fix the situation. I know you want her to be happy, but she'll be much happier knowing she put your safety, and possibly hers, first. I hope she won't get mad at me. It's actually one of the things that's holding me back. I'm afraid she would choose to believe him over me and it would just make everything worse. Please tell your sister. If I was her, I'd be absolutely horrified. This guy is a prick and she needs to know. What he's done to you is unforgivable. Can you call your parents and tell them too? Edit. I said to tell the sister first because they're in the same house, his parents are away. They absolutely need to know ASAP, all of them. Edit. OP, I'm hoping you are okay? It's not a priority to post on here. I hope you've called your mom and told her everything. Sending love your way. Tell her everything you said in this post too. Make sure you don't just tell her about hitting you in the stomach. This guy is clearly manipulative and could very easily turn that into an accident. Especially mention that he threatened to do worse to you if you told her. That should make it clear to her that you are in danger if she doesn't do anything. I'm really sorry this is happening to you. Edit. I don't think this will happen, but if she is dragging her feet at all, consider showing her this post. Seeing other adults condemning this behavior might give her a reality check. Small update. I'm hiding in my room right now. I have a few snacks here and some water, so I won't go hungry anytime soon. Kyle is outside playing with my PlayStation, so I'm keeping my door locked. I will tell my sister. Everyone says he'll hurt her and I don't want that to happen. Now for the update. I told my sister and showed her my bruise along with my Switch. It was a Christmas gift from her, and showed her he deleted all my save files. I also told her all the mean things he said and does. Sister took my side, phew, and went ballistic at Kyle, and kicked him out. He tried to reason with her, but she didn't buy it. We told our mom and she says she'll see if she can come home in 2 weeks. Some of you guys are wondering why she isn't home. I'm high risk because I have asthma, so she needs to stay away. Sister took time off work and school for now, and has been apologizing to me non-stop. I feel bad because she thinks I don't know, but I know she cries every now and then. She's also been going the extra mile taking care of me and spending time with me, even if I told her I didn't really need her to, but I did tell her I appreciated it. Oh, and if you're wondering why I told my sister first, I feel a lot safer with her than with my parents. My mom works, so growing up, it was often just the two of us and she always took good care of me. I trust and love her more than our mom and dad. We talked to our dad too and he wants us to tell the police. He also said I should get therapy. We'll see what happens. I'm happy that Kyle is gone, but I'm sad that my sister is sad. I wonder what I can do to help her. Oh, and thank you to all the people who encouraged me to tell her about it. When you said he might hurt her, that was the final push I needed to come forward. Thank you very much. And that's it for this video guys. If you have thoughts to share, leave a comment below. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you like this content. I'll catch you in the next one. Good day everyone.